another episode on my tiny little channel. Today I want us to talk about meditation. The reason I'm doing this obviously is because we're in the middle of a pandemic. Basically just creating content on my own was inspired by or initiated by the fact that I'm at home and we're isolated. So I was like, I have to find a way to just keep my creative juices going, so I'm gonna be producing content. And I was really excited, and I still am, but like the more the pandemic is starting to like get worse, especially like in Italy and the US, my mood just went from like, woo, excited, oh my god, new channel, to oh my god, what's happening in the world? Are we all gonna die? You know, I've never been affected by world events. This is something so new for me, and I can also imagine for a lot of you. Even when you think about other epidemics, I think epidemics are smaller than pandemics. I'm just assuming, because I remember there was the SARS epidemic. They didn't call that a pandemic, did they? There was the SARS, you know. All these things were always like just somewhere else, like in Asia, and now we have it here in Kenya, and it's gotten so bad to the point where we're now, you know, initially it was just social distance, and then now we're told, okay, there's a curfew. So I'm like, okay, is the next thing a lockdown, and then what? You know, we had the first lockdown day yesterday, and there was a bit, not even a bit, there was a lot of police brutality, which absolutely just, it breaks my heart really, how police deal with the common mwananchi or raia, how they address. It's just, I don't even know, it's the word unprofessional, unethical, all those things. Just, it's very upsetting, to be honest. With that, I feel like my mood just went from, oh, we're gonna be fine, to you know, it's not affecting me, I'm good, to just having a heightened state of anxiety, which I didn't think would affect me. Like it's always at the background, but now I'm feeling it because of this invisible thing called coronavirus. So today I decided to talk about meditation, and the reason I'm talking about meditation is because I took on meditation about a year and a half ago, like year before last. So 2018 is when I started to do meditation. I'm still a beginner, like I'm still at the early stages, you know, because it's a practice that you have to do often, every day. I still don't have the discipline to do that every day. I'm building that muscle, and I'm still at infancy stage, you know, like just understanding what meditation is and how it affects my life. I think even infancy stages, it's being a bit getting ahead of myself. I'm probably still at like, you know, like when the egg meets the sperm. Basically I'm a zygote when it comes to meditation, but there's definitely benefits to it, and I want to take you guys through how it has helped me, and especially now in a time where everyone is anxious about the same thing, which is coronavirus. This is a good opportunity for me to talk about meditation and how it can maybe help you find a bit more calm and clarity while we're going through this pandemic. The reason I took it up was not even because I was trying to be calmer or whatever, you know. Meditation has always been that weird thing for me, like, ooh, okay, right. What are you meditating to, you know? Until, yo, Kev, stop, I'm in the middle of a recording, can I call you back after? Awesome. Shout out to Kev, he is the one who put together for me the intro to the music to this channel. Well, we co-created, you know. I was just sitting there like, ooh, up the tempo, ooh, can we make it a little bit more funky, ooh, so I can say I co-produced a song. Meditation was always that weird thing to me, like I didn't understand it, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, like, you know, all this psycho jumbo about meditation and yoga. I just didn't get it. But then how I got into it was because I follow a lot of Abraham Hicks teachings, and I listen to a lot of her recordings and her live shows. So if you know Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks, well, if you don't know, just Google or go on YouTube. But I'd say if you would like to know what that person is about, probably start by listening to the interview that Oprah did with Esther Hicks, because Oprah is able to really break down, you know, and ask the right question. Oprah asks questions that you want to ask about, like spirituality and, for example, the law of attraction and things like that. Questions that I already had. I felt like Oprah really was a very good interviewer with that, so helped me. Her interview also helped me really understand much better about the law of attraction beyond The Secret. If you guys remember this, you know, phenomenal book, The Secret, which I think was just paper one in coming to understand what the law of attraction is. There's still paper 2, paper 3 and practicals. All right, whoever I was listening to or talking to, or whatever book I was reading, it always just led back to meditation. So then I said, okay, fine, let me just figure out what this meditation thing is. For me, that was difficult because not obviously, but I do tend to have a very active mind. I actually have a lot of anxiety going on in my life in general. Even outside Corona, I tend to like really overthink things. The reason I'm laughing is because I know a few of my friends who send me memes, like the memes of overthinkers or jumping into conclusions. That's me. Like, I always think of the worst possible outcome. So what is meditation? I'm going to give you my personal description of what meditation means. To me, meditation basically means quieting of the mind. All our lives we've been trained to think, to be analytical, to be fast thinkers and be the first person to give a solution, you know, and constantly processing information to problem solve. But no one has ever taught us how not to think. The reason why it's important to have the skill of silencing your mind is because all the solutions that you get in your life, you know, all ideas, they don't come from an overactive mind. Even when you're stressed out and you're trying to solve something, the more you stress out about an issue, the farther you move yourself away from the solution, because the problem and the solution are have completely two wavelengths or vibrations. Okay? Even when you're in a stressful situation, when you get a solution, it usually comes from that moment where you're kind of like, okay, what are we gonna do here? That moment of silence, even if it's 5 seconds, that's usually when that's when solutions come in. That's where inspiration or new ideas or creativity comes in, from the moment of letting go of that how do I do this, if that makes sense. And even Albert Einstein said, I think I even have it on my stories, let me just find it. He says, I think 99 times and find nothing. I stop thinking, swim in silence, and the truth comes to me. Albert Einstein said that. So it's usually in the moments of silence and not thinking where we get solutions and where we get inspiration, creativity, peace and guidance from. So that is what meditation basically is in a nutshell. And why do we meditate? I'm going to tell you about the benefits of meditation. Like I said, I'm still at infancy stage, so I decided to go online and look at what the benefits of meditation are in general, and then I can tell you for me what the benefits of meditation have been. So according to healthline.com, there's 12 science-based benefits of meditation, and this is an article written by Matthew Thorpe. Number 1 is to reduce stress reduction, which is one of the most common reasons that people try meditation. 2, controls anxiety. That's a big one for me because I have anxiety, guys. I don't know, I say tend to have. I've been bloody diagnosed. And then promotes emotional health, which is a big one. Enhances self-awareness, lengthens attention span. Hey, me and my very short attention span. I'm not present. Very hard for me to be present, which is the core of meditation, is to bring yourself back to the present moment where you're not thinking about the past or anxious about the future. May reduce age-related memory loss, can generate kindness, and I think that's a very important trait to have. Help fight addictions, may help fight addictions, improves sleep, I can tell you that for a fact, helps control pain, especially for people who have pain management issues, can decrease blood pressure, and the final one is you can meditate anywhere. I don't know if that is a benefit, but they've listed it as a benefit. Now, for me, having been meditating for like a year and a half now, I can tell you what the benefits have been for me. I don't think meditation has reduced my anxiety yet, or made me kinder, or you know, most of those things, but I have noticed one or two things that it's done for me so far. And the first one is making my inner voice clearer in my head. And by inner voice, this is what I mean. For me, what I think is that inner voice, over and above you talking to yourself, like you say, oh my god, blah, 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 in your head. I feel like there's another level to your inner voice, which to me I think is the voice of God. Now, this might sound weird, and if you're already weirded out, this is probably not an episode for you to watch, because you think like, oh my god, what is this, some demonic shit. Simply put, my inner voice is my inner guidance system, and my inner guidance system is the voice of God. And the voice of God I'm talking about is my God. Because I am a Christian, I chose Christianity as my religion. That voice that tells me what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and what not to forget, and this and that, that's my inner voice. That very quiet thing that reminds you, like, oh, remember to pick your jacket, might rain, and then you don't pick your jacket, and then it rains in the evening, and then you remember, oh my gosh, something told me to go back in the house and pick my jacket, but I didn't listen to it. So that inner voice to me is the voice of God. It's the voice of source energy. It's the voice of my higher being, and is the voice of my God, the God of Abraham. So listening to that voice, first of all, hearing it and being able to distinguish between the voice of your higher being and the voice of just your normal chatter and yourself talking to yourself in your brain, that distinction is something that I feel is a skill that you have to learn, and meditation has improved that for me. And two, having the discipline, but I don't think discipline is the right word, because discipline has like a negative connotation to it, like a strictness, but having the faith and the discipline to follow through with that, with the instruction that inner voice gives you. And I'm still learning how to be very clear with that, to follow that voice and to hear it. But I can definitely say without a doubt that me being able to hear that and follow through with those, with that inner voice has gotten better and much more clearer with time. So I attribute that fully to meditation. Another thing that meditation has done for me is I put it down here. I had to write some notes because like there's just so much in my head when it comes to meditation. But one thing it's done for me is ego management. Shouldn't come as a surprise to you. I have a big ego. A lot of us have big egos, but I think I really have a big ego. Like,
I got a big ego, such a huge ego.
And my egoic self, I've run my whole life with my egoic self. If you don't know what egoic self and inner self is, just do some research, maybe go and look for a man known as Eckhart Tolle. He's really good with explaining what the egoic self is. But girl, or guy, it took me a really long time to understand who is the ego, what is the egoic self, because to me the ego and the inner me were the same person. I'm still trying to understand what that means. But now, so for example, I can explain better with examples. So for example, let's say I'm at a point of conflict with somebody, or somebody says something that offends me, which I'm very easy to irritate. Like my temperament, to my personality type, if you watched on Over 25, my personality type, I am an ENFJ-T, T for turbulent, meaning like things just get to me. Okay, like check yourself before you come telling me certain things, because nowadays, before I'd react to something or something somebody has said, and I wouldn't be able to check myself until after the fact. So after I've said something that I usually, at the time, I didn't give a fuck. Like, what if you're nasty to me, I'm nasty back. That's just how I was. I still probably am. Like, the huge chunk of me is like that. I can just don't mess with me. Now I'm able to. So what I noticed was like a slow progress. First I was able to know, oh, that's my ego. Okay. And then over time, I was able to, first I knew what my ego was, and then I knew what I could feel, like my egoic self swelling before I would react to something. Then I'd still react. So before I didn't have awareness of that. I used to have awareness of it after the fact and probably think, oh, looking back, I wish I probably didn't say that. I should have ignored it. I should have just moved on, like whatever, it's petty. My friends call me petty wap. So so now I'm able, so then I went from knowing that that's ego to, ooh, I can feel the ego rising, but I wasn't able to stop myself. But now I'm slowly, I feel like I'm able to like recognize it, feel it coming, and then before I react, I'm able to like check myself. And I'm still not very good at that, because sometimes something burns me and I just gotta do what I gotta do. But my goal is to be able to react to things in a more graceful manner. And I feel like meditation is hugely responsible for this progress of managing my ego. And that's basically it. Yeah, and I fucking love it. I still feel like Julia. I don't feel like I'm changing, or because I'm not trying to change myself. I'm not going to try and change my personality, but there's always room for improvement. Do you understand? So I don't feel like it's taking away from my personality and my spunk, and I love my spunk. It doesn't take away from that. It even just makes me better. I'm able to I can check my ego. I'm just like looking at my ego and I'm like, whoa, I would have handled that very differently this time last year. So that's basically what meditation has done for me. In terms of anxiety, I'm still a very anxious person, but now I'm able to, I can see the anxiety. Before, it was such a part of me that I was not able to separate myself from an anxiety or that underlying feeling of so being able to separate myself from these feelings, these negative feelings, I think is also a step in the right direction. Now, how do I meditate? This one is, I have to just say that this is how I meditate, because there's different ways that people meditate. And by the way, I have to have a disclaimer here, because I know we live in a heavily Christian society. Please note I'm also a Christian. So if you're gonna come down in my comment section, can you see my egoic self coming out? Yeah. But if you're gonna come into my comment section and be like, oh, this is demonic, this is not the way, the only way to God is through Jesus, Jesus is the truth and the light, and whatever nonsense, right? To me, that's nonsense, because if you're gonna Bible bash me on my spiritual journey, you are pushing me further away from that Bible that you're bashing me with. So keep that to yourself. I'm not going to have any discussions about religion or politics in general on my page and in the comment section specifically for this video. Please keep the religion out of the comment section. If I find any of you there, I'm not even going to look for you, because I don't even want that energy in my energy. I'm going to ask somebody else to go through my comments and delete that nonsense. So just
bad energy, stay far away. Make you stay far away.
We're not talking about religion. We're talking about spirituality. We're talking about meditation, calming the mind, relaxing yourself, being more at ease with whatever is happening in the world right now. And meditation is a tool that can get you there. Okay? How I meditate is, it's been a journey. It's not one way. So a lot of meditations out there either tell you to focus on breathing or sound. Some people prefer to meditate with their eyes open, so like maybe they look at a flame, something that can just give you focus and take you back to what they call a home base when your mind wanders. I meditate while sitting down with my legs crossed and my back straight, and I close my eyes. But it's not the only way to meditate. Nowadays, a lot of people say that you should meditate in the most relaxed position for you. So whatever works for you. But I think for me, this is what has worked for me. I sit with my legs crossed, my arms kind of stretched out to my knees, relaxed, and I breathe in and out. When I first started, that position, sitting with my legs crossed, was a bit uncomfortable because it's not in my culture to sit with my legs crossed. Not even culture, but it's just not in my own personal culture. But then over time, it's like I love to sit that way. I watch movies with my legs crossed nowadays, and I like it. So that's one plus. Having a home base allows you to bring your thoughts, bring you back from your wandering thoughts back to the home base. And a home base basically is a sound or a sensation or a sensation or a feeling that is constant throughout the time you meditate. So for example, I started with sound because it was much easier for me. Following breaths was, my mind would wander so much, so I would use the sound of a clock, like the ticking clock, like tick, tick, tick. But then after some time, the grandfather clock became a bit, I was kind of over it. I was not able to be disciplined with it. Like I got used to it. So then I decided to go into an app. So the app I use now to meditate is, I used to use Calm and Headspace, but now I just use Calm, and they have amazing resources there to teach you how to meditate. Going into meditation, ideally you're not supposed to have any goal or intention like, oh, I'm gonna have an epiphany or something. Just meditate to quiet your mind, because remember, it's in the silence that you've seen the benefits. I've explained the benefits, right? One of my favorite classes on Calm is for beginners is How to Meditate by a guy called Jeff Warren. Oh my gosh, that's a 30-day class, and I love it. I love it. So let's get to the giveaway already. Because I have a subscription with Calm, they give me 5 guest passes that I can share with anybody for them to be able to access the app for free for 30 days. Usually you can get the Calm app for free, but for you to access like the wider range of resources, like the classes, and I mean there's even one with LeBron there. He has like I think maybe it's a 30-day guided meditation. Let me put a picture over here so you can see LeBron. Yeah, they give you 5 guest passes, so if I give you a guest pass, basically you have access to all the resources on Calm as if you're paying for the subscription like I am. I would like to give away 2 of those guest passes. I already gave one away to a friend of mine. Hi Shiki, she has one, she's using one now. She just started using Calm. I'd like to keep 2 for myself in case there's a close friend or family after watching this who might want a guest pass, and I thought the other 2 I'll just give away on my social media to somebody who's really keen on starting. So for 30 days you'll be able to access all the resources on Calm, and then after that you can decide if you want to continue, and you pay for the annual subscription, which is around, I think in Kenya shillings is like 4k or 3k, I can't remember. But yeah, I have not really thought of a mechanic for a giveaway. Okay, I'm gonna use the same mechanic I used some time back, because I'm trying to uplift spirits anyway. In the comment section, please just tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. I want a joke because I want to laugh, and that is my best pastime activity, laughing. So make me laugh, and I will randomly pick 2 people. I wish you guys all the best during these times of corona. Let's try and keep calm, keep center, and if you're not, it's okay. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll check you guys out next time. Let's try and stay calm.
Came into my life a stranger.